The modern information age was supposed to usher in an era of enlightenment and increased education across the globe. And while it has accomplished this, it has also led to greater social division, clickbait headlines, and emotionally manipulative news sources. How on earth did it come to this? The answer is actually pretty simple. We want information handed to us, and we want it as dramatic as possible. That's why you see so many headlines that look like this. And this. And this. Whew, that's enough. I think we get the idea. Our news feeds are inundated with emotional clickbait headlines because these types of headlines generate a ton of traffic. Unfortunately, this also makes it extremely difficult to find trustworthy sources that don't prey on your emotions. Thankfully, there are a few techniques that each of us can implement to make sure we don't fall for dumb, stupid, manipulative news sources. Step 1. Before you even look at news sources, determine your own beliefs first. Not what Republicans believe, not what Democrats believe, what you believe. Here's an experiment. I'm going to list off a few policy issues. Take note of the very first thoughts that pop into your head for each issue. Okay? Ready? Federal rights or states' rights? Regulated or deregulated economy? High personal taxes or low personal taxes? Government welfare or no government welfare? And remember, welfare includes Medicare and Medicaid. Alright, that's it. It's okay if you didn't have an answer for every single one. But here's the main question. Did you see the issue and think, what's my party's stance? Instead of, what's my stance? Step 2. Determine some basic information. Does the news source look professional? Is the news source established? And I don't just mean length of time here, although that is important. What I mean is its support system. Who does it use as its primary sources? At first glance, does it seem biased? And finally, does the news source always make you feel emotional? News sources will inevitably stir up emotions every once in a while. These past 4 years have been anything but calm. But if every article is based on emotion, that's a red flag. Step 3. If your news source reads like a gossip magazine, instead of analyzing policy and data, well, you're probably reading a gossip magazine. Political theater may be fun, and it is important sometimes to judge a politician on their character. But remember to give policy issues just as much, if not more, airtime as you do political drama. Step 4. A news source must be willing to criticize everything, regardless of political party or beliefs. Remember, there's no such thing as a perfect politician. Here's another experiment. Think of a handful of politicians you know about on both sides of the aisle. As you read your news sources, if you notice that they never criticize a certain politician or one of their policies, that's a red flag. And remember, if they resort to personal or conspiratorial attacks rather than their policies, you're reading a gossip magazine. Step 5. Data, data, data. Always think data. Always, always, always. Ask yourself what data is being left out, or if the information is being misconstrued in any way. Always be wary if a news source pushes a concrete conclusion based on data. A biased news source will omit data that does not fit their narrative. Additionally, you'll rarely find professional research that reaches a concrete conclusion based on data. So remember, correlation does not always equal causation. So, that's it. Those are the 5 steps. But before we part, a few things to keep in mind. Just because a news source passes 1 or 2 of these steps, it doesn't mean it's trustworthy. A news source must pass all 5 steps. And if a news source passes all 5 steps and you find yourself disagreeing with some of its views, that's okay. You should disagree with a news source every once in a while. You should also challenge your own views from time to time. It's okay to change your views. There's no such thing as a completely unbiased news source or journalist. But the best news sources see it as their duty to present the facts as they are. We hope that with these steps, you will gain the tools to improve your digital media literacy and help you recognize that the truth isn't always as simple as a clickbaity headline. If you like this video, please be sure to like it, share it, and follow us on all social media platforms at Got2Now.